Hello, this is my manga and graphic novel wrap up for June so far. So I've read 2 manga and 1 graphic novel, and I want to just talk about them in one video. If you want to see 5 of the novels that I've read so far in the month of June, then you can head over here and let's get into it. So like I said, I've read 2 manga and 1 graphic novel. So I'll start with the 1 graphic novel, which was Solway by Lupita Nyong'o and Vashti Harrison. This is a children's picture book or children's graphic novel, and it follows a character named Solway who, I don't know how old she is actually. She's young anyway, and she is the darkest member of her family. She's black and she's described as being the colour of midnight, and her family are much lighter in skin tone than she is. So this is a look at colorism, but through the lens of a child. So it's a very simplified version of that colorism discussion, which makes it accessible for children, but it's also just really beautifully done. It's of course very, very short. It's a children's picture book, but no less powerful for that, and the illustrations are absolutely stunning. I mean, you can tell that from the cover. I'm not going to flip through and show you because that wouldn't be fair to the author or the artist, but you'll just have to trust me when I say that the illustrations in here are stunning, the story is stunning, and I really recommend picking this one up. Manga wise, I will start with Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind. This is volume 1 by Maya Hayazaki. This came out around the same time, I think, as the Studio Ghibli film, and there are 7 volumes of this manga. It's actually quite a lot older than I realised. This was originally published in 1995, which I didn't realise. This follows a character named Nausicaa, who is a princess in her kingdom, and this is sort of like a dystopian version of our world that is heavily polluted. It's far in the future, and there's this forest that is overtaking the globe, and it releases these spores that are highly dangerous to humans and will kill humans if you inhale them. And there's also a war between various countries, and Nausicaa will travel to the front lines to represent her community in that particular war. And you can tell from the cover, again, I'm not going to flip through, but you can tell from the cover that the detail of the artwork in here is like incredible, and it's really, really beautiful. It is all black and white inside, but that doesn't take away from the artwork here. The storyline does follow the film, but there is of course more detail in the manga. As with any book and adaptation, there's always going to be more detail in the book version than in the film version, but this just really reminded me how beautiful the story of Nausicaa is. So I definitely recommend, if you can't read the manga, then watch the film, because even the film is beautiful. And then this is volume 2, but I actually read volume 3, well, the bind up volume 3 of Monster by Naoki Urasawa. I read volume 3 online, and in this one we do follow various perspectives, but I suppose the main perspective is Dr. Tenma, who is a Japanese doctor living in post-World War II Germany, and there's this person or creature or monster, we're not quite sure, called Johann, who is murdering people, but Dr. Tenma has been accused of these murders, and so he's on the run whilst also hunting down this monster, and like I said, we follow various different perspectives, but I'm not going to necessarily get into all of that because it's quite a complex story. Actually, this particular volume that I have here was chapters 17 to 32, and then volume 3, which is the one I read online, is chapters 33 to 50. So those are the chapters that I read online. I do want to pick up the physical copy of volume 3, but I am on a bit of a book buying ban at the moment, so that's why I decided to read it online, since that's where it's also available for free. So I do recommend checking this one out. It's kind of not quite horror, because if you know anything about me, you know that I'm no good with horror, but this is kind of creepy and thrillerish and mysterious, sort of crime type story. So I recommend it for that. Again, the art is very beautiful. Again, I won't show you, but you can see on the cover here the kind of style of art that we're dealing with here, and it's just a very intricate story with loads of sort of threads to follow, and I really enjoy it for that. It is very, very gripping. And that's it. Those are the 3 manga and graphic novel that I wanted to talk about in this video. Do you read manga or graphic novels? Do you have any recommendations for me? I'm always on the lookout for recommendations of manga and graphic novels because I definitely enjoy reading them. I don't pick them up nearly often enough. But that's it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video and want to see more like this from me, then do think about hitting that subscribe button, and I hope to see you here again soon. Thanks. Bye.